fire stick, complaints considered offensive, why try complacency?
One more. Uno más. Bland, fire stick, complaints considered offensive, why try complacency complete, complimented complex, content for the controversy, contrite, contribute, tribes, the traveling, or trivial to ways of violence and ways of warring parties, parting with parcelling for the celibate and celibate, deliverance, those who find talking different ways of living, releasing unwanted. You can consider me there if you wanted to. I will find the notes of this with time, would appreciate the weak moves all fail for the meeting of standards. The goodbyes and the waitings to awaken, the declaration for the thought arrived and it declared upon the presence. It was the light for the death and departed, for the illuminated for the shine upon that summer rising, summer nights, and this the moon, the glow to find the direction. For this is the secret conversation for the new day. Gratitude for the coordinating and movement for the significant other for the way the world has been able to.
One more. Uno más. Bland, fire stick, complaints considered offensive, why try complacency complete, complimented complex, content for the controversy, contrite, contribute, tribes and traveling, or trivial to ways of violence and ways of warring parties, parting with parcelling for the celibate and celibate, deliverance, and those who fly and talk in different ways and different releasing the unwanted. You can consider me there if you wanted to. I will find the notes of this with time, would appreciate the weak and to all fail for the meeting of standards. And the goodbyes and the waitings to awaken the declaration for the thought arrived and it declared upon the presence. It was the light for the death and departed, for the illuminated for the shine upon that summer rising, summer nights, and this the moon, the glow to find the direction of. For this is the secret conversation for the new day. And gratitude for the coordinating and movement for the significant other for the way that the world has been able to turn over. With the underlying truth that this is the foundation of life, no secret to the game, but this is the secret to finding patterns of turmoil. Glad you made it, for the truth lies in the middle. For the perception has no eyes, a thousand explain. Hard to comprehend the who's to find the compromise. Empty promises will never provide the most you can. Find a way to peek and not the light. Shadows not easy to look over the logic. Sweat producing thought will modify the sleep, the amnesty for the periphery over the eyes. To see the underlook of women pray with the ideologies in parallel. Forming the paradox line of propaganda. Portion to pray before you pray. Use your eyes and this is old goals. Mind to find the listen, execution, feel the peace of this beneath the surface of the common ground of unfamiliar bloodlines and time. This is looking for the rubber passions and passions, the plastic and rubber passions and passion holes. This is ozone. Apologetic for the silence and you never feel authentic. Not to talk about the description, interpersonal relationships and interpretations of scriptures to living words. Trying to hike with the syllables to the pair with religious pain. Settle. This will be unsure to raise hands, this is fist to fight the type of righteous acts, this is reaction rights. Swag through the tender topic for the turbulent waters and strap this life jackets, pull the chill the factor with the blood warms your heart. Night that we trust, this is fine. Utilizing kinetic energy for the circulation to break the cycles and patterns and talk the culture with the paradox and work between the synonymous place, equinox space, time's relevance to define the truth, numbers and not to forgive them for the jungle, so the true not to the person, words of being tongue-tied, lacking the words in the misstep, heart to the piece of the paper mache, balloon to crumble away in the wind, sit the curb and the crumbling away for this to be the present current level, reason take flight for the counting a number of times you answer that now. Eventually it's my formula and my purpose. It's not to propose my position, propel the vision for the tunnel, suicide high notes to see the mother noise and white noise, and easily mistaken missing that for the taking place in the reported replace. Distorted for the distant ways of gravitational pull, vibrating in different vibes and tribes with different urges and capacity for the capital zip codes. And you have to open the soul and reconnect it with the soul, reincarnate incarnations. Loves the carbon illusion, the carbon emissions, and different electronic vein, electronic recondition for the weather with the conditions of rendition with the body. Invited with time, you don't have to watch it. Watch it, stop watching time.
Listen to every still recording here. And I don't not fear nobody when this is quiet in a set. People are talking and opening up the beers and then opening up the taking long walks off of short piers and finally painting parts and disappointments and particularly enough of the comparison competing your competition. They come into grips with the realization, gathering in ideas for the freight infusion, grasping for the expansion for the knowledge and knowing how. Make the picture of the figure, how to learn to expand, expectancy, express your basic steps and stones with stoners and authenticity. Hands to the dirty with the grime, with the distasteful grammar, your tone displayed, noises behave, and coordinate from the insubordinate, with the profession objective to the course and reacting to the response and all through the age, timelines without engagement habits. To find for the habitual thinking around about repetition and not make sense of what's this with the ability to find a lie to truth in this frame of memory. Confused with being confused and fussing. This is spontaneous reaction for the heat, energy, reluctance, and this is not for the feeling the body, the sentiments, and knows the brain to find the scale, to disaway the friction, the frame, way to compromise adventures. The senator for the events, of course, to discontrol. What's to control the divine for the presence, the present for the predominantly dominating for the feminine elements, and the commission for the growing plants, sprout the doubts, test, crop, the proportions, distorted for the colors of the offerings and offer stationary. Narrow-minded with the metal for the stobbies and punishment for the enslaved justice and fortune for forgiveness. Cricket, signs, picking, companies to compare the paragraphs and parallels. Rarely spoken, poked without provocative pronouns and scribble for this what's described the distracting disasters, disassembling the cognitive thinking, to provoke that evidence and the rebuilding the relevance, disengaging intercourse, deprive the detrimental for the final fight, fatality, hatred, attributed for the outcome, you come down and out of closet, opening and opposed in the position. Lending and enter the outcry, outcast, and state of growth. Spurred by your containment for the areas and arrive your settled departure. And depart from apparatus, residence and resigning. Responsibilities in which you find such retaining rhetoric. Revenues, reactionary grips to come in the hands with. Frontline agent with the reactions and action to activate. Each such tree be a forest and then like a blend of fire stick illuminated for the celebratory action disenchanting with the disparity, cordially complying. Of course, you only ask why I conclude.
Listen to it, it's still recording here. And I don't not fear nobody when this is quiet in a set. People are talking and opening up the beers and then opening up against taking long walks off of short piers and finally painting parts and disappointments and particularly enough of the comparison competing your competition to come into grips with the realization, gathering in ideas for the freight infusion, grasping for the expansion for the knowledge of knowing how. Make the picture of the figure, how to learn to expand, express your basic steps and stones with stoners and all.
Listen to it, it's still recording here. And I don't not fear nobody when this is quiet in a set. People are talking and opening up the beers and then opening up against a big taking long walks off the short piers and finally painting parts and disappointments and particularly enough of the comparison competing your competition. They come into grips with the realization, gathering in ideas for the freight infusion, grasping for the expansion for the knowledge and knowing how. Make the picture of the figure, how to learn to expand, expectancy, express your basic steps and stones with stoners and authenticity. Hands to the dirty with the grime, with the distasteful grammar, your tone displayed, noises behave. Everything is crazy.
Everything is crazy. Listen, this is the way that I'm the only recording. Please be hush if I you did repeated me. This body asking me for questions. This would be just a reminder for the opinions will come later on. This is on the I'm recording right now. Please don't say nothing you said you wouldn't. Repent, repeat, rewash, rinse, repeat this, repeat to repent. Report you not to ship to report to sea. Part of that Moses must be forgetting me. The Lord I can find the eyes to see. The prophecy, of course, it was not for profit to be. order to be in store for what's books and borders. Reality is what no parts of me that I can grip to come to grips. So this is the hybrid for the Prius, the pride that ride for the rise. And this is good written for the truth, forbidden the numbers and metaphors, immortals and mortified. Immortality denied your deities. D's led but catchy slide but skating. Ice slides, that's the slice of the pie for the American pits. Armageddon for the getting by with the bicentennial. Each hour with the Lincoln and Continental, passing mornings and driving. The morning tomorrow with the night to borrow or occupy the freight. Fright and tighten lips, there's sunken ships. Relationships pass to the night for the moons and the lunatics, and the soak the moon that it was given for the drawers, and this is pulled down for the flashing of the lights, drawn images, fractions of time, tables stable, able to find, maintain balance. Composure, expose, silent gestures of the gas to confess your sexy body language with the dance you gave caveman deadly clubs and heads to break open for the passing pop like you B-boys. It was the max for the tax return sites, just to see all the seeds, seek to sore eyes and I'll use. Those are the vows in and out for the forever to reach the finish lines. And that was the border for the tan lines of your pigmentations for the mention of your old newspaper. It was grass-fed the truth. Red the color lines for the red, white, and blue. The melancholy for the blues. And this is job to suck the new wave. They come in here twice like a Christ in the immaculate conception. That was the right between the written contractions. Right, wrongs, written. Ring out your rap and heads and tight for the fight for the enemy, surrender for the enemy, for the inner borders, and look for the stores of food for thought, for foods of thought, taunting skin tones, music, ears, and stereotypes, types. Write down bills to duck down for this pondering for the lakeside. Statues and that to find a liberate for the radicals and the rape for the just the busy bastards, the bait to the jack off of the days that went to tax. Hungry the rich and the appetite for the consuming your demons and just supply your demands and demonstrate the democracy. Or mock that meteor for what the media writes. Articles for particular enough that this will be the dog, the bits of ambition and ignite your engines and ignite your way for the driving ammunition for the shit up to constipate your asshole for the every eyesight for the deer and no eyes and hindering. Eyesight, no idea, hindering for the Hindu for the tissues to come wipe the rest of the room. Reach the narrow birds and bees, the sparrow. Borrow sex for text or quick response. Spouses, y'all so hoes the joints, so this the potholes of the roasting. Everything is crazy. This isn't just the way that I'm the only recording. Please be hush if I find you did repeated me. The body is asking me questions. This would be just a reminder for the opinions will come later on. This is on I'm recording right now. Please don't say nothing you said you wouldn't. Repent, repeat, rewash, rinse, repeat, repeat to repent. Report you not to ship to report to sea. Part of that Moses must be forgiving me. The Lord I can find eyes to see. Prophecy, of course, it was not for profit to be. In order to be in store for what's books and borders. Reality is what no parts of me that I can grip to come to grips. So this is the hybrid for the Prius, the pride that ride for the rise. And this is good written for the truth, forbidden the numbers and metaphors, immortals and mortified. Immortality denied your deities. D's led but catchy slide but skating. Ice slides, that's the slice of the pie for the American pits. Armageddon for the getting by with the bicentennial. Each hour with the Lincoln and Continental, passing mornings and driving. The morning tomorrow with the night to borrow or occupy the freight. Fright and tighten lips, there's sunken ships. Relationships pass to the night for the moons and the lunatics, and the soak the moon that it was given for the drawers, and this is pulled down for the flashing of the lights, drawn images, fractions of time, tables stable, able to find, maintain balance. Composure, expose, silent gestures of the gas to confess your sexy body language with the dance you gave caveman deadly clubs and heads to break open for the passing pop like your B-boys. It was the max for the tax return sites, just to see all the seeds, seek to sore eyes and I'll use. Those are the vows in and out for the forever to reach the finish lines. And that was the border for the tan lines of your pigmentations for the mention of your old newspaper. It was grass-fed the truth. Red the color lines for the red, white, and blue. The melancholy for the blues. And this is job to suck the new wave. They come in here twice like a Christ in the immaculate conception. That was the right between the written contractions. Right, wrongs, written. Ring out your rap and heads and tight for the fight for the enemy to surrender. For the enemy, for the inner borders, and look for the stores of food for thought, for foods of thought, taunting skin tones, music, ears, and stereotypes, types. Write down bills to duck down for this pondering for the lakeside. Statues and that to find a liberate for the radicals and the rape for the just the busy bastards, the bait to the jack off the days that went to tax. Hungry the rich and appetite for the consuming your demons, and just supply your demands and demonstrate your democracy. Or mock that meteor for what the media writes. Articles for particular enough that this will be the dog, the bits of ambition and ignite your engines and ignite your way for the driving ammunition for the shit up to constipate your asshole for the every eyesight for the deer and no eyes and hindering. eyesight, no idea, and the Hindu for the tissues to come wipe the rest of the room. Reach the narrow birds and bees, the sparrow. Borrow sex for text, so quick responds. Spouses, yasa, hoes, the joints, and this the potholes of the roads, and the nerdy dicks that you hard driving software. Underwear for the whole, sight for the sight, for the gift citations, tantalize the saints, or circumstance for the circumcised, the competition, to completely leaking out the white secretion, the secret for the seas and distant seasons. See the seamen inside that flooding, seas of the shores, or the horrors, of the distant be the horrors, of the distant occupy your tents, intention for the tents outside of your governments and occupation to incubate you ejaculators to escalate areolas of the light tape. Everything is crazy. This is the way that everything is crazy. Everything. Let's begin. Find quiet peace in the set. It's all this for you to hear, to heal. Touch spines and you can feel send tongue-tied, washed up tides. Watch the vast air water toss. Nature's for the waves goodbye to say it's good stays the good time for the days to be the wine about the good burn. Lifted for the fading away. This is for the noise and the display in the background shining for you to either be blind to the open up the blinds and allow the light in. This is what we meant to happen. Pursuit and enlightenment. This is what we find the feeling for the falling in love, which could be the feeling for the better for the falling asleep in the drink, and then you can have a brand new flower to make the brand new partner. But this is just who has a tailspin. Windows roll, strange land discovered. Has no ownership, but it could be the lost day for the light. House to bring to shore with this is nature's lamp. Cycle for the man, the dependency for the neglect. Knowledge in the relationship with the stars, shaping relations with your right. Divine is the galactic seas and black obsidians. Balance in the prime meridian. Moon, the sun for the equation. Compromising the equator to divide the list of this to find nothing all over again for the ramming of an interest to remember the connection. There's a reflection over the mirrors that you can find the sunset providing with the echo of the partner. Ignorant delay. Just another expression, a question of this need for the image of projection, unfortunately for the outside changing. Proud I was overcoming clouds. Over that spring, you break the mistake, the failure for the light. This can change your life for this in a minute, for the second of regret, so you can now remain. Passing progress and your outcome of effective mentions. Effects become effective in the effortless environment. All of this little woman wick, this is fine illuminated for the cheers to prolong the temptation. Temporary for the temps to this impermanent voids. Feel for the obliteration to hold on to the truth. And this is sin for the father for the shaking up your purple brain with this a painted color brain. But know your princess, this is different, ready for the feeling sun, brown, cloudy again. Season the bland summer to poor privilege. Pour the witch to find the grass greener for the other side of this cliche for the forging windows of the opportunity to expose your new ideas. Wet landscape you keep in blame to some devil for enough to hide that for the actions that are absurd. Consequences for the righteous you can hide a straight face wind along. Run a crooked crock, that for the past to grind the grind, addicted for the number for the additional numbers you can dress. Add rest. Remember to play for the winning numbers, be willing. Will you are, and air for the will for the cup, for the number of the time you find that for the super stitches that cross over your bridges and stitches and material narcissism needed to frown, prepare, scratch your face, value. It's to rub one over against a new wall for the person trampling over your garden of food for thought. It's not to be considered for the healthy lifestyle and the way you until you diet and up for the waist of your waistline to fit the suit when you were suited for the fit. Knowing you revenge, no coordination for the fabrics. Placed in the magazine for consignment your consumers to true pro options, rotten scraps as this patch this walk away ground. Gown dressed after the concept. Teased to repress the window shopping. Who's imaginative mind to find justifiable enough in the shop with the new dresses and no for the place of this 99% of the market. Wall Street is just them. Heaven is the heaven is innocent for the payback for your reminiscent for the paybacks like a masseuse having your back pain. Contemplating, compensating, this is about it. Let's begin. Let's begin.
Good luck.
Places you can find quiet peace in the set. It's all this for you to hear, to heal. Touch spines and you can feel. Send tongue-tied, washed up tides. Watch the vast air water toss. Nature's for the waves of goodbye, the saves, good stays, the good time for the days to be the wine about the good burn. Lifted for the fading away. This is for the noise and the display in the background, shining for you to even be blind to the open up the blinds and allow the light in. This is what we meant to happen when we pursue enlightenment. This is what we find, the feeling for the falling in love. It could be the feeling for the better than the falling asleep, but the dream for that you can have a brand new flower that make the branded partner. But this is who has a tailspin. Windows roll, strange land discovered. Has no ownership, but if it be the lost day for the light. House to bring to shore with this is nature's lamp. Cycle for the man's dependency for the neglect. Knowledge in the relationship with the stars, shaping relations with your light. Divine is the galactic seas, the black obsidians. Balance in the prime meridian. Moon is sun for the equation. Compromising the equator to divide the list. So this to find nothing all over again for the ramming of the inches and to remember the connection. There's a reflection over the mirrors that you can find the sunset providing with the echo of a part. Ignorant delay. Just another expression, a question of this, a need for the image and projection of fortune for the outside changing. Proud I was overcoming clouds. Over that spring, you break the mistake for the failure for the light. This can change your life for this in any minute for the second of regardless of you can have remain from passive progress and your outcome with affected emotions. Affections become effective in the effortless affirming. All of this little on the wick, lit the wick, this is fine illuminated for the cheers to prolong the temptation. Temporary for the temps to this a permanent voids. Fulfill for the obliteration to hold on to your truth. And this is sin for the father for the shaking up your purple brain with this a painted color rain. But know your princess, this is decorated for the phoenix sun and round cloudy beginning. Season the bland summer to pour privilege.
Let's begin. Good luck. Let's begin. Good luck. Let's begin. Good luck. Places you can find quiet peace in the set. It's all this for you to hear, to heal. Touch spines and you can feel. Send tongue-tied, washed up tides. Watch the vast air water toss. Nature